My name is Danielle Carvalho, and I am pleased to present my final business plan for BUSU 640 Business Strategy and Competitive Advantage Capstone at UMass Global. In this presentation, I will be covering the executive summary, mission, vision, and innovation, industry analysis and trends, strategic positioning, product and service, management plan, marketing plan, operations plan, finances, action plan, and conclusions and recommendations for Hearth, crystals, and botanicals. Hearth, Crystals, and Botanicals is a unique retail space that will offer a diverse range of metaphysical products and services. The store will provide a wide variety of products, including crystals, tarot cards, books, candles, incense, jewelry, and other metaphysical items. In addition to their retail offerings, Hearth will provide a classroom and rental spaces for individuals and groups to learn and practice spiritual and other interests. The metaphysical products and services market has seen significant growth in recent years, and there's a strong demand for their offerings. Hearth target market will include individuals from all backgrounds, but primarily those between the ages of 35 and 65 with at least some college education who make between $30,000 and $100,000 per year and who are interested in spirituality and personal growth. The store's potential location is in a high traffic area with ample parking and easy access. They will leverage digital marketing and social media platforms to build awareness and drive traffic to the store, classroom, and rental space. Hearth will also offer an online store for customers who prefer to shop from home. To start the business, Hearth owner is investing $30,000, covering startup costs such as leasing and fitting the rental space, furnishing the classroom, purchasing inventory, marketing, and retaining an account for legal assistance. The estimated revenue for the first year is $548,000. Hearth owner has extensive experience in the metaphysical, spiritual, education, and retail industries and is passionate about providing high-quality products and services to their customers. They are confident that with their unique offerings and dedication to customer satisfaction, Hearth will become a thriving business in the metaphysical market. Hearth Crystals and Botanicals' vision is to make life magical. Hearth plans to accomplish this by making the classroom and retail spaces a hub of spiritual growth and education in the community. They aspire to create a welcoming and inclusive environment where individuals from all walks of life can come together and learn and explore new paths of self-discovery. Through their classes and workshops, they seek to inspire and empower their customers to connect with their higher selves and the world around them. They envision a space where individuals can deepen their understanding of metaphysical concepts and practices and feel supported in their journey towards personal transformation. Hearth mission is to provide a welcoming and holistic space where individuals can explore their spirituality and find the tools and resources needed to support their personal growth and transformation. The mission keyword, Hearth, is an acronym for the values that make Hearth what they are. Provide a holistic space, creating an environment that considers all aspects of a person's well-being, including physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and recognizes the interconnectedness of these different dimensions. Encourage personal growth and spirituality, providing people support, guidance, and resources as they explore their inner selves, beliefs, and connection to the world around them. Appreciate the diverse beliefs and practices of the community, acknowledging and valuing the variety of cultural, religious, and spiritual traditions that exist among the different groups and individuals that make up the community. Respect each other's unique journey, recognizing and honoring each person's path without judgment or comparison. Trust in the power of healing and discovery. Have faith in the innate ability of individuals to heal themselves and transform their lives through their own inner resources and self-awareness. Foster a sense of harmony within our community, promoting a culture of cooperation, respect, and mutual support among all individuals. The metaphysical industry refers to a broad range of products, services, and practices related to spirituality, holistic health, and personal growth. This industry includes a variety of different products and services, such as crystals, tarot cards, other divination tools, spiritual books and music, workshops, retreats, alternative healing modalities such as acupuncture and herbalism, and energy work. The history of the metaphysical industry is complex and multifaceted, as it draws on various spiritual philosophical traditions from around the world. Some of the earliest examples of metaphysical practices can be traced back to ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, and China. In the Western world, the modern metaphysical movement can be traced back to the 19th and 20th centuries, when several spiritual and philosophical movements emerged in response to the industrialization and mechanization of society. Throughout the 20th century, the metaphysical industry continued to grow and evolve with the rise of the New Age spirituality in the 60s and 70s and the increasing popularity of alternative healing modalities such as acupuncture, homeopathy, and energy healing. Today, the metaphysical industry encompasses a wide range of practices, products, and services focused on promoting spiritual awareness, holistic health, and personal growth. According to a report by Grandview Research, the global alternative and complementary medicine market, which includes metaphysical and spiritual products and services, was valued at $117 million in 2022 and is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 25.1% from 2023 to 2030. In the United States, a survey by Pew Research Center found that the percentage of Americans identifying as spiritual but not religious has been steadily increasing in recent years, with 27% of adults identifying as such in 2016. This suggests that there's a growing market for metaphysical products and services in the United States. The growth of the alternative health and wellness market and the increasing mainstream acceptance of metaphysical practices and beliefs suggests that the industry is poised for continued growth in the coming years. Over the next 5 to 10 years, increased acceptance and mainstream adoption of metaphysical ideology could lead to the more widespread availability of metaphysical products and services, as well as greater visibility and acceptance of alternative religions. There's also a trend towards growing awareness and concern for social justice and diversity. The metaphysical industry may respond by prioritizing inclusivity and accessibility, as Hearth intends, by focusing on representing and serving diverse perspectives and traditions. As consumers become more conscious of their purchases' environmental and ethical impact, stores like Hearth which focus on their suppliers' sustainable mining and growing practices, will fare better than their counterparts. Hearth will be unique among other metaphysical retailers in the area because of its unique combination of retail store and community space. Being able to offer the classroom space to community groups at low or no cost will bring in additional shoppers that may not have otherwise known the store existed, or whether it's the kind of place they may seek out on their own. Offering classes in an actual classroom rather than just putting chairs in the store after closing will allow more flexibility in scheduling the classes when people are likely to attend. Lastly, being a place for the community will help build a sense of belonging and foster the relationships required for long-term repeat shoppers. The 3 stores closest to the new potential location for Hearth are the Place of Spiritual Wisdom and Holistic Wellness, Merlin's Magical Place, and Tanya's Natural Magic. All 3 stores are small, but have excellent reviews from customers. They're all within 45 minutes from the center of Surprise. A classroom space, community space, handmade items, and classes that do not directly relate to one spiritual path will open doors for many people. These differences and the central location are what will set Hearth apart from its competitors. The main feature of the retail space is fast access to metaphysical and occult supplies from a knowledgeable and practiced seller. The community space and classroom are open for use by any group as long as they follow basic community standards like no hate speech, no hate groups, no bullying, no racism. These 2 places together will allow for a deeper community for those interested in metaphysics and those needing a space free from dogma. The operating hours of each space will not be contingent on the other, therefore, the classroom and community space can be used at times when it's most convenient for the community. The advantages of this arrangement are that the customers from each half of the business can support and work together, bringing in more customers to each of the 2 halves. People who came in for the store may see the community space or classroom and want to use it for an event. People attending an event may be curious about the retail store and become customers. In either direction, the 2 halves support each other. For the metaphysical side of the business, the customer is anyone who's interested in the metaphysical, spiritual, or occult. For the community side of the business, the customer will be anyone in need of an affordable space to hold community or private events. Most people interested in metaphysics and spirituality are between the ages of 30 and 65 with an income of between $30,000 and $100,000 annually. They most often have at least some college education. Anyone may need or want to rent a venue for an event, and as such, most details are regarding psychographic rather than demographic data. Customers most likely to come to a store like Hearthwitch are those interested in metaphysics, alternative religions, New Age, Eastern religions, occult practices, spirituality, divination, gemstones and minerals, or herbs and teas. Customers most likely want to use the community space are those who need room away from their homes to host gathering. Many people choose to use event venues rather than holding events at their homes because of space, privacy, parking restrictions, availability of seating and tables, and ease of setup and cleanup. Hearthwitch's new premises will be located in Surprise, Arizona. Surprise is a suburb of Phoenix located in the West Valley. It has a population of around 149,000 people and is part of Maricopa County, which has 4.5 million residents. 6 cities share a border with Surprise. Hearthwitch is looking at a premises near the intersection of Bell and Reams Roads, which are closest to the other shopping districts, offering the best parking options and have the highest traffic patterns. The major innovation that Hearthwitch is bringing to Surprise is the combination of classroom, retail, and community spaces, the inception of what is essentially a one-stop shop for all things spiritual and metaphysical. The concept that brought this to life was the idea that someone could quickly come into the store, pick up a few items, attend a class, and stick around for book club after, all without having to leave the building. Hearthwitch is a sole proprietorship with a single owner manager. The owner will be responsible for all day-to-day bookkeeping, purchasing, staffing, and maintenance. The owner will contract an outside accounting and tax preparation service, assistance with human resources, and legal services. Although the owner manager will be on site most days, it'll be necessary to have some help if the store and classroom are to keep hours beneficial to the broader community. The intention is to hire at least one part-time assistant manager with the option to hire 1 or 2 associates to assist with sales, merchandising, and cleaning if necessary. Hearthwitch will outsource human resources, legal, and finance to local companies. They do not need full-time staff in these areas, and it's beneficial for the company to retain expert resources. Metaphysics, occult, and spiritual practices originate from many cultures worldwide. Although a foreknowledge of these practices would be beneficial, it's something that employees can learn on site. And as such, it would be of best interest of Hearthwitch to have a diverse and inclusive workforce. An essential factor in inclusion and equity is to ensure that people hired are the best fit for the job, regardless of gender, race, religion, ability, orientation, or any other protected attribute. Hearthwitch will work with the HR contractor to draft compensation, bonus, training and development, and rewards plans that benefit both the employees and the business. Hearthwitch follows the 6-step model regarding the product lifecycle. Currently, they are in phase 1, development. Product research, competition evaluations, and business decisions occur in this development phase. The next phase is introduction. The introduction phase includes the formal launch of the store and making products available to the customer. Following the introduction phase are growth, maturity, saturation, and decline. To avoid saturation and decline, it is essential to continue innovating, bringing in new products, and keeping the business fresh. Throughout the growth phase, Hearthwitch will be testing new products and ideas and soliciting customer and community feedback to find the best options to keep the company growing. At maturity, Hearthwitch will have a steady returning customer base. With the advent of online shopping and the rise in spiritual practices throughout the pandemic, in-person shopping at metaphysical stores has become a novelty to many. The number of metaphysical stores has increased in the last decade, however, not all are created equal. The industry is still growing and has yet to reach full maturity. Like the product life cycle, entire industries follow the introduction, growth, maturity, saturation, and decline model. Hearthwitch designed its branding to reflect the magic of nature and incorporate the message of make life magical. The font for the logo is clear and crisp and looks appealing in both print and digital formats, and the color palette features colors that are present in nature. Hearthwitch's value proposition stems from the owner's knowledge of metaphysics and the community that they are attempting to build around their retail environment and classroom space. The idea is that Hearthwitch will not just be a rental space where people go for a paint and sip or a book club, nor just a retail store where people buy their spiritual supplies, but the magical hybrid that happens when two such spaces are conjoined. Hearthwitch will be a place where you can not just purchase metaphysical tools, but also learn how to use them, their history, their origins, and build a community with other people who share the same interests, or maybe find whole new groups of people with interests you didn't know you had. With the increase in social media marketing, particularly that of crystal sellers on TikTok, colloquially known as witch talk, securing a solid base on social media will be important. Hearthwitch can capitalize on this popularity by utilizing the branding guidelines and tools for scheduling social media posts like later.com, Hearthwich will post regularly and keep customers informed of new items coming into the store, class schedules, classroom availability, community events, and general information in the metaphysical world that might interest the customer base. In its simplest form, the marketing communication plan is to communicate regularly with the target market through social media and email to raise awareness of events, sales, and new products. Email news will be limited to twice monthly to avoid overwhelming the market and increase the retention of email subscribers. Social media posts will be more frequent as followers can choose more freely to interact with the post as they wish. Hearthwich can turn follows and likes into interactions through calls to action. Hearthwich will work to develop a customer relationship management plan that uses customer data to serve the customers better. Actions include asking questions at checkout and on social media to solicit customer feedback and an in-store loyalty program, tracking the reasons for returns and exchanges. Along with these actions, Hearthwich will utilize an in-store point of sale that makes recommendations for classes or other products and will encourage employees to use the recommendations as talking points with customers. Instructors will hand out coupons to students for related products and services at classes and workshops. The operations plan comprises the day-to-day processes that Hearthwich Crystals and Botanicals perform to serve their customers. There are 5 parts to supply chain management: planning, sourcing, manufacturing, delivering, and returning. All 5 parts must be balanced for the process to be effective. In order to minimize cost, it is vital to baseline and regularly reevaluate the company's supply chain processes. The Hearthwich supply chain workflow incorporates all 5 parts with logistics to deliver goods to the customer. Supply chain management depends on good relationships with vendors and suppliers. Supplier relationship management can help streamline the purchasing process and set Hearthwich and its suppliers up for success. Developing relationships with suppliers is a systematic process by which Hearthwich will vet suppliers to ensure they are economical, reliable, and ethical. The use of good logistics ensures that customers get the products they want when they want them, coordinating the movement of goods between supplier, manufacturer, and the customer. In conjunction with data-driven quality assessments and decision-making, logistics support the activities required to move goods between the areas of the supply chain. Hearthwich has created and documented detailed plans for shipping and receiving, manufacturing, and packaging. Just as with supply chain management, it's important to reevaluate the processes used in logistics continuously. The DMAIC, Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control process, is a Six Sigma initiative to improve quality and process. Hearthwich will use this process at strategic intervals to consistently re-engineer its logistics processes and ensure that time and resources are not wasted. Defining metrics for each step of the logistics process, measuring results, and analyzing those results against baselines will allow Hearthwich to innovate new ways of improving these processes and perfecting them, leading to better control of resources and time. The finance section of the business plan is split into 9 separate sections. Startup costs were estimated using data from existing local businesses, quotes from service providers, and catalogs from fixture, furniture, and wholesale suppliers. The initial capital investment of $30,000 is sufficient to cover all startup costs and includes a $5,000 contingency to reserve to serve as working capital. On the income statements, the net income and gross margin are important factors that show the positive gains within the first year. The balance sheet details the current and fixed assets and total current and long-term liability. A noteworthy item on the balance sheet is the positive balance in equity over the first year. The cash flow statement shows positive cash flow will come into the business with a reasonable reserve set aside for future investment or unforeseen circumstances from the very first month of operation. Profit and loss projection report expands on detail from the balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement, including revenue, cost of sales, expenses, and income tax. An important factor to note is in this report is the net operating income with a positive income projected from the first month. The cost of sales are also a reasonable percentage of the total revenue at only 18%. Based on the average cost of each good and average price, then calculated with the estimated number of sales, Hearthwich is expected to break even in the initial investment in month 4. Variable expenses only account for 18.8% of the total expenses. For the capital and funding requirements, the capital investment of $30,000 from the owner is sufficient to cover all startup expenses. Net gain on this investment is expected to be $282,000 in the first year. The risk management plan contains details on loss prevention and control, a comprehensive risk assessment, an environmental scan, and a risk mitigation plan. Highlights include the use of security cameras for loss prevention, a robust inventory system for stock risk mitigation, and coverage by an insurance policy for both property and income to mitigate physical risk. The business continuity and disaster recovery plans outline the definition of a disaster, how to invoke the plan, who to notify, and the emergency management standards and procedures needed to keep the business safe. There are several work streams required to complete the activities outlined in the business plan. These actions are expected to take approximately 1 year and will be primarily completed by the owner. However, there may be some outside assistance from third parties, such as an accountant, lawyer, real estate agent, or payroll service. There are 5 categories of actions required to operationalize the business plan: strategic, management, product and service, marketing, and operations. As can be seen in the chart to the right, these actions overlap throughout the course of the year. In order to complete the actions as defined in the strategic plan, a final location needs to be made. Following the selection and lease of the location by no later than January 2024, Hearth will establish operating hours for all 3 spaces by no later than the end of February 2024. By the end of March, Hearth will have established community guidelines and rental agreements for both the community space and classroom in order to facilitate rentals and protect the interests of the company. The management plan actions involve all the licensing, hiring, budget, contracting, and other internal legal and programmatic work that is required before the store opens. Product and service actions involve all the work needed to set up the retail, classroom, and event spaces, contract with vendors, purchase merchandise and materials, determine pricing structures, and stock the store. These actions cannot begin until the strategic plan actions have been completed, as layout for the store cannot be completed until a location has been selected. Marketing plan actions can be run concurrently with most other actions and will be completed by the owner with some outside assistance for newsletters and social media campaigns. The operations plan actions are dependent on the selection of a lease and location. These actions will also be completed by the owner prior to the store opening. While some of them are purely physical, such as setting up the stockroom and manufacturing areas, others are procedural, such as the determination of quality metrics for inventory, manufacturing, and shipping. The second quarter of 2024 will require setting up the stockroom and manufacturing areas to receive and process merchandise when ordered and manufactured in the third and fourth quarters. Setting up the stockroom involves researching, purchasing and installing workbenches, storage shelves for finished goods, and creating an inventory layout so products can be easily located. Metrics for quality will also be researched and documented in this period. These metrics will include the number of defects acceptable in wholesale merchandise for purchase for resale, the number of products manufactured in-house per quarter, the amount of time required for shipping to customers, and acceptable backorder time from vendors. The owner will research other metrics and determine by the beginning of the fourth quarter if others may serve as good indicators of quality and business health. In conclusion, Hearth Crystals and Botanicals has been developed to provide a unique and comprehensive retail experience for individuals interested in exploring spirituality and metaphysical practice. They will offer diverse products, including crystals, tarot cards, candles, incense, books, and other metaphysical tools. Additionally, they will provide services such as tarot readings, classes, workshops, and rental space for events and classes. With the growing demand for metaphysical products and services, Hearth will be able to cater to individuals of all ages and backgrounds who seek to explore and expand their spiritual horizons. They are passionate and experienced in the metaphysical and retail industries and are committed to providing exceptional customer service to their customers. To ensure the business's success, Hearth has developed this comprehensive business plan that outlines its goals, strategies, and financial projections. They have identified potential locations and have a robust marketing plan to drive traffic to the store and classroom. With the owner's initial $30,000 investment, they anticipate generating $548,000 in revenue through their products and services in the first year. Hearth Crystals and Botanicals has a high chance of success and will be a thriving business in the metaphysical market, providing a unique and fulfilling experience to make life magical.